It's being recorded. So first of all, for today,
Yeah, we don't see the screen.
all right, let's do maybe turn it on. Okay. So, do you know what's the topic for today?
We were discussing the.
Collection?
No,
No, we are done with collections.
We're already done?
Yeah, but you'll be using it in the
Interface?
next topics.
Interface.
No. So for today, I have a plan with you. It's gonna be like interactive class. Interactive class, brushing up some topics. Hey, how are you? All right. Right now you can see it. And then, so sometimes when we do some tasks together, maybe some project, at the end of the class or maybe after the class, you might not have the code. So from now on, and maybe later you will do it, you will keep doing this practice. I'm gonna send you right now a link where you can find all of the days that we have done together during the class. So here, all packaged with class codes, and it's a platform. Maybe you heard of this platform. Do you know which platform is it?
GitHub?
GitHub, yeah. It's a website, a platform to share your code, but it's not mainly to just share your code to other people. Main reason of main benefit from this GitHub is to work in a team, to collaborate with a team. So this is some project I have, and I'm the only person who works on this project. But there could be multiple people working on this project. Let me send you the link. You can open that link, and then you can find inside this SRC all of the packages with class codes. Here in day 47, we have yesterday's class. In day 45, we have contact app right here. All right. Okay. Let me move this here. All right. Any questions, guys, before we begin the class? So let me write here down if you have any questions. So what was your question?
yeah. Would we just go to discuss the home assignment 44
Day 44.
from the first task to fourth?
Okay. Any other questions? Is this the only question?
I have a question.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, when I do my home assignment,
Mm-hmm.
I noticed that some of my code was underlined with the red color.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I didn't know what's the error. So, when I asked the ChatGPT, it was like absent of import Java util
Mm-hmm.
hash map. So, did you cover already import Java hash map or not?
We covered.
Covered?
For example, when you write scanner, it doesn't come up itself, right? First it's red. Then we do something like we make a right click and then we click import, and this is how it's gonna be imported.
So we need to
Do the same thing?
the red underline.
Yeah.
change inside.
It's the same thing for hash maps. So if you do this, it's again, okay. So do you mean this?
Yeah.
There is a red error. So when we do it with a random and scanner as well, it's the same thing. when I write here scanner, it's red. So it should be imported because we didn't create scanner ourselves. Or if I would like to use something from day 37, I can do it, method structure. But if I just write here method structure, it's not gonna work. It will be red. It should be imported from other place because it's not created here. So the same applies for hash map and for set. But if you click this, it will be automatically imported. So you're not gonna have that red error again. And then you can type here any type you want.
But if I it once, it always be automatically
Yeah,
execute this.
It's
Import, right?
basically you just do this and then there you see some like drop down with options. You just click this and it's already imported. All right, so let me check something. The reason why there is a delay. Nice for. Okay, now I think it's gonna be much better. All right. So day 44 assignment. We create a class called ArrayList tasks1 and the main method create an ArrayList named numbers to store the following integers. Write a method called move zeros to end that takes the numbers list and moves all zeros to the end while maintaining the relative order of the non-zero elements. Print the updated list after moving the zeros. And like during the interviews, you won't be given step by step. Mostly, you'll be given something to do and solve this. You'll be given task and solve it. And you'll need to create that method yourself. You'll need to come up with parameters list yourself. You need to come up with method name yourself. So for these tasks, you always, I believe, have another project for home assignments. And if it's day 44, you probably create day 44 package. And then it tells you to create a class. All right, so how would you come up with the solution for this one? What do we have so far here in this task one? What's the input? There is always input and output. The input is array list. Array list, and what are the elements inside that array list?
Integers.
Integers 1, 0, 3, 0, 12, 5. And then actually, I don't know, maybe you used it or not, but you could do this. Like it's doable. There, it doesn't say you are restricted to call sort method. So what you could do, where zeros will be, guys, if we sort it? Will it be at the end?
In the beginning.
It will be in the beginning. And then, do you remember a method that reverses the array list? There was a method that reverses the array list. I think no, it's not gonna work because you need to maintain the order. So we cannot make it. So if we sort this, it's very good. I thought we could just sort it and then just reverse it, but it's not gonna work. So if we sort this array list, then 2 zeros will be here in the beginning. And then it's gonna be 1, 3, 5, 12. If we reverse it, then it will be 12, 5, 3, 1, and 0, 0. Is this the expected output? No. The expected output should be 1, 3, 5, 12, and 2 zeros. All right. So how would you solve it, guys? So here I have the test input. I have the
Which-
test.
We should iterate through each element and use the if conditions if there is zeros.
All right. How about Jolchbek Peke? How would you come up with the solution?
So
What would you do? You have a test input. It's a list with numbers. And do you know what should be the expected output from this input?
that is like, mine was like 1, 3, 5.
It should be what the expected output should be.
1, 3,
12 and 5.
5, 12, and 0, 0.
And 2 zeros. So you need to do some operations. You need to process this array list. So it will move all zeros to the end. And the order of other numbers should be
Increasing.
maintained. It should be maintained. So we need to do. So the easiest thing that comes to my mind is this. So for this one, for this day 44, task 1, we need to create a method.
Yes.
Yeah, it will be, if I will, what should be the class name?
Move 0 to end.
Class name should be array
Alright.
list,
Array list
One.
task 1.
and then most likely you're gonna have the main method. I'm not gonna write it full. So it should be a main method, and then another method, yeah?
Yes, another method.
All right, so
Move
it's
0 to
public
end.
static, and
Void.
so we tell it, what does it do? Print the updated list. Okay, do we need to return something for task 1? Yeah, where do you see return?
But there is written like write a method called move 0 to end, which means we need to create another class, right?
We need to create a method, but do we need to create what's the method signature? Method signature is public, static, and then
Void.
Void.
data
Void.
type. Is it a void or there is some returning type?
Yes, void.
So it's a void, public, static, void, and then what's the method name?
Move zeros to end.
Move zeros to end. And then does this method accept some input?
Yes, it's array list of integers.
It accepts an array list of integers. Okay, where this array list will be passed, guys? Where do we call this method, move zeros?
Inside of main.
Where do we call it? Do you know?
In the main method.
Inside the main method. So where do we create the array list with the following numbers?
Inside of main.
Inside the
Inside-
main method.
Yeah, and when you call this method, we pass the array list. We pass the array list. So let me copy it here. So it's day 44. Yeah, I will just a second. Array list task 1. So there should be, and this method. Okay. And then we need to import this array list. All right. Okay, next we have the array list. So what comes to my mind, guys, like my logic maybe there is a better way, but I'll just do this. I'll just do this. Can we create inside this method another, let's say, string?
String?
Yeah.
Why?
Yes.
Can we? Yes, we can. Can we create here an array of integers with 0 numbers?
Yes.
Can we
Yes.
create here an array list of integers? Another one. Can we?
Yes, we need to do one. Empty one.
Yeah. What I would do is this. I'll be checking this list and then I will find the number of zeros. How many zeros will we have? All right, what do you use to iterate over an array list? For I loop,
For
but it could be as well. Yeah. So we use a loop. We check each element. If it's 0, we're going to increase some counter. Some counter will be increased. If it's not 0, we're going to put it into a new array list that we created. To return, to display the result, we created another array list. So I have, what's the name for this array list, guys? How would you name this array?
numbers or list.
I would name it
Numbers.
list. So here I take it as a list. I name it as a list. And then can we create inside that method another array list? Yeah, let's name it result. And result is empty at the moment. So I'll do this. I'll put first numbers that are not zeros to this result.
Inside the result.
Yeah. And then at the end, I'll put all zeros. So we need to iterate over this list. All right. Will you need, when do we need to put zeros, guys? At the end or in the beginning?
It's end.
At the end. So first, I'm checking this element, which is not 0. Do we need to add this one right now to the result array list to some other list? Yeah, it should be added now. Then we see this one, 0. It's 0. Do we need to add this 0 right now to the result? No. We don't need to add it right now. We can just count it somewhere.
Yeah,
We can count. Oh, we have 1 0. Just to reuse that variable later. Okay, we have some 1 0. I can create here some counter, but it's not gonna be int. Let me write some pseudocode. So right now we met 1 0. Next, when we check this element, when we access this element, we again check, is it 0 or not 0?
Will be zero, no, it's not.
It's not. Then we add it to the result. All right. Then we meet another 0. Do we need to add it right now to the result? No, it shouldn't be added right now. So
You transfer the count. Right?
yeah, we counted. We increase the counter. Next, it's not 0 again. So we add it to the result. And it's 5 now, not 0. So we again add it to the result. Next, we know the number of zeros. It's 2. So let's say it's 22. 22 means we need to add 22 zeros here at the end, right? So will you add them manually? 22 zeros, like result.add 0, result.add 0.
No, we need to use the for loop.
We can create a loop to run how many times?
All the time.
Only 2 times. It runs 2 times. And what does it do inside that loop? What do,
Store it zeros.
it adds a 0. Adds 0. And then if loop runs 2 times, it will add 0 2 times to the result. So here, array list should be created. It's for the result. All right. This one for the result. Next. All right. So next. Then we need to check each element. Each element. So I create here an array list with integers. And what are the numbers in that list? 1, 0, 3, 0,
12,
12, 5. All right, so okay, now it's good. 1, 0, 3, 0. And then we can call this method, or we can do it later. Move zeros, and then we pass here list. So it means now here inside this method we have 1, 0, 3, all these numbers inside this parameter. All right, so what do we do next with that list?
We create counter.
Yeah, we can create counter. I would like to tell you one more time. There could be better solution, but this is what comes to my mind. So then we need to traverse this list, access each of these elements. So we can use a for each loop. We need to access each of these elements. So here we can use a for each loop. List and then for. So then, do you understand how this for each loop works?
Yes.
How many times will this for each loop run, Claudia? 2 times. How do you know? Okay, the answer is Ulambeke.
Size.
So the list size is
6.
6. So for loop will run 6 times. And in the first iteration, I will be 1. And then in the second iteration, I will be 0. Then in the next iteration, I will be 3. In each iteration, this I holds a value of elements. In the very first iteration, I is 1. Then I is 0. Then I is 3. What will happen if we do this? If we do this and if we just run this code? We need to overthink. So do you think it will run 12 times?
No, it will the square. I mean, it will square up the numbers
Mm-hmm.
6 times. I mean, it
Will
will
it
run.
change the array list elements? Will it change the array list elements?
Yes.
No, never. We never use for each loop to some modifications.
Yeah.
So it will run 6 times. At first, it will display us 1, and then it will display us 0, and then displays 9, then 0, then 144, then 25. So if we do here just I, then it displays just numbers. 1, 0, 3, 0, 12, and then 5.
Where is 144?
We didn't take it, so this code displays the square of each element, right? So if we do this, 144 is here because it's the square of 12. All right, so I just takes each element and then like it holds the value of element. First it holds this, then this, then this, and displays. But is this something that we need to do for this task? No, it's not just displaying. We need to check each element. If I. So let's say this is 1. What do we need to check here?
If it's 0,
If it's 0 or not 0. All right, what do we do if it's 0? Or let's say it's not 0.
We
We
store
have
we store those values in result in
in the
array.
result, yeah. If we see there is some number, not 0, we add it to the other list called result. Result dot add. Okay, I is 1, 3, 12, 5. Here I is 1, 3, 12, 5. Because when I is 0, it will never reach this line. Because this line works only for elements greater than 1 or not equal to 1, right? It could be negative numbers as well. So what if it's not 0?
You store in result.
We increase counter.
We increase counter. All right. Do we have here a scenario for if it's not 0? If the value is not 0, do we have some code that handles this scenario? When value is not 0, we have this value is not 0, but do we have for the scenario value is 0?
Yes.
No.
Not yet. So there are two types of values for us that are important. Is it 0 or not 0? So this one covers all non-zeros. Then this else covers all zeros. If it's not 0, add it to the list right away. If it's 0, then we count here the number of zeros. And then we're going to reuse this counter later. Let me do this. System out print line result. If we run this code here, it calls this array list. It calls this array list. So what will happen, guys? Not it calls this array, it calls this method. So when we call this method, it runs these lines of codes, and then what will be displayed here?
You will see all numbers without the 0.
All right, we'll see all numbers without zeros. So let's run it. It will display us the result array list that includes these numbers 1, 3, 12, 5. And then if I display one more thing, which is count, what will be in the next line?
Two.
It's
2.
2. The number of zeros, it's 2. 2. So what do we need to do with this 2? What kind of idea comes to your mind?
For loop.
We need to add here 2 more zeros
Yeah.
to this result. But this
Yes,
2, 4 sometimes. It could be 5 as the input changes. So we
Yeah.
better go with a
So
4
by
loop.
by using count size.
Yeah. So for I loop here runs count times. Okay, and then every time, how many times will this for loop run? Count times.
2 times.
Yeah, we can change it from 1 to this. So it's from 1 to 2. 2 times. Result at 0. Okay, I think I will do this. All right. Just a second. So it should be my mirror for my built-in display. Do you see my screen? All right, so now it's working good. All right, so here result.add.
You can't see screen.
Yeah.
You can see my screen?
No, we can't see.
Okay. Yeah, it's recording. So let me do this thing. This one, which is this, it's an extension. And then the one you see should be. So what can I do at this point? It should mirror the built-in display. So now you can see my screen, yeah? Offline students.
No, we can't.
Offline students. You can see it, yeah? Okay, now for. Okay, now can you see my screen, online students?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, let me just take these things. Okay, then. Okay, now you see my screen. Let me move here IntelliJ IDEA. All right. Let me pin myself. Okay, so now if we display the result here, now if I run this code, what should be displayed? The expected output. The expected output that we need to have 1, 3, 12, 5, and 2 zeros. So it's the logic. So here, before we had this, and count was 0. Then here, then we created a for loop. This one, first for loop. What does the first loop do?
It checks if the element is 0 or no.
Each element, whether it is 0 or not 0. It checks each element, whether it's 0 or not 0. So if it's not 0, what do we do with that element?
If not zero, they will store.
We
Then you
add this number to this result. So here we have 1. Next, we check this one. If it's 0, what do you do with this 0?
it will go to the count.
We will note it, yes, somewhere. We will increase the counter. All right. So we checked all of this. And then at the end, we have here 1, 3, 12, and 5. Then the count should be 2. So then we created another for loop. What's the reason of creating this second for loop?
To add into the array list number zeros.
Yeah, this one is to add missing zeros to the array list. And do you know what this array list, how many methods of array list class do you know? Array list, add, get,
Size.
set, size. All right, what does the add method?
Right? Yeah, new element.
It doesn't just add a new element. Can you be more specific? Add method. No, if you say this, it's still not clear because it could be stored for us. We learned how the array list works. We can easily understand that it will be at the end. But if somebody asks you how the add method works, you better say it inserts the element to the end of the list. Because some people might think it will insert it to the beginning, yeah. Yeah, maybe within the elements, yeah. All right, to add,
Always send it to the end.
it always inserted, yeah, at the end. So this for loop, it means add,
Insert also add?
yeah. To add missing zeros, to the array list. So here, for loop, the second one used to add this zeros. 0 and 0. And this is the code. 0 and 0. All right. So let me take it here. Task number 2. Create a class called ArrayList task 2 and the main method. You'll be prompted to enter number n of words to store in an array list named words. Prompt the user to enter n words and add them to the words list. Next, prompt the user to enter a number L representing the minimum word length. Remove all elements from the words list that have a length less than L and then display the updated words list. All right, for this one, do you need to create extra method other than main?
Yes.
Yeah, where does it say to create a method other than main? We don't need to create a method, extra method. We can do everything right inside the main method. Yeah. For this one, it says write a method called move zero. So for this one, you don't need. So for day 44, do we need to do the other task right here inside this one?
We can create.
We must create array list task 2. Array list task 2 and the main method. Do we need an extra method here? Extra other than main? No. So, okay. All right. So for task 2, can you explain, guys, what should be there once I run my code?
Prompt message.
There should be a prompt message. Okay, first of all, there should be a prompt message. And what's there inside that prompt message?
Enter number of words.
Enter number of words. Enter some number, yeah? What's the name of this some number? You said we need to prompt user to enter some number, right? This some number means number of words, yeah? And how do we call this some number in this program, in this task? This some number is called n. Yeah, it's called n. So we need to read a value for variable n, assign it to the variable n. And this n means, what does it mean, guys?
And means number of words.
Yeah, it means number of words. It means after this prompt, it will ask us to enter 5 words, yeah? There should be 5 words entered. If I enter apple, banana, fig, and then cherry, and then plum, what should be removed from this array list?
Plum.
Less than 5.
We need to enter the condition, minimum length.
Check.
Yeah, now we need to end, yeah. Before removing them, we need to read one more value. What's that value, guys? Name for that value.
Number length.
Minimum length.
Yeah, it should be the L. Minimum length for each word in the array list. And then, so let's say the minimum length for each word is 8. Then in the output, how many elements should be in the list?
0.
0.
0. Yeah, none of them has length more than 7. So for this one, what do we need to create?
Scanner.
Scanner should be there. Next, what do we create now?
Prompt message.
Prompt message. And what do we ask?
Enter the number of n.
I can ask to enter an n. Okay. Then we declare this n. Scanner not next in. Next, once we have this n, what's next?
We need to create new array list.
Array list should be created. Now we know the number of elements we need to add to this list. So we can create the array list. We could create this array list even here, guys, because
Yeah.
it doesn't matter if n is 5, 10, 25. We can add as many elements as we want. So we can create the array list even here. Yeah,
It's okay also before scanner code.
even before scanner, yeah. So we can name it words new array list. All right. So once we have this n, what's next?
Prompt message.
What should be in that prompt message?
Enter the words.
Enter. I could make this enter and
Words.
enter 5 words or enter 6 words. Enter n words. Next, after this prompt message, how do we do this? Entering n times something.
For loop.
For loop should be used. For loop. And is it a for I loop or for each loop?
For each loop.
For each loop?
Oh.
For I loop.
For I loop.
Yeah, because we don't have inside this list elements. So for and then how many times it should run?
Less than n.
All right. So from 0 to n, it will still be 5 times. Or it could be from 1 to less than or equal to n. So from 0 to n, it's still 5 times. Next thing,
Word.
we read a word from user and add it to the list.
Word.
We can create some word variable. Scanner dot next line. And then we right away add to the array list.
Yeah.
All right. Next thing, once we have the n entered, we have words in the array list. What do we do next?
So next prompt message. Right?
Next, a prompt message for a minimum length. All right. Enter L. Enter L, and then we read this L. All right. And then now we have a array list with elements. We have n. At this point, we don't need n. And then we have L, the minimum length of each element. We have the list, we have number L. What do we do next? We need to check those elements, yeah? We have the elements in the list already. Now it's time to check them and remove them if they have less than L characters. So what do we do? Which loop do we use?
For I loop.
No, for each loop, only to access them. So for I loop, we can use to remove those elements from I0 to we
Words.
can do word size.
Yeah.
Word size. Okay. Next.
And then conditions. Yeah.
All right, for this one, guys, it's better if we run from the starting from the last element, because it could be this. What if we have there, let's say, we have there laptop, mouse, and then computers. All right, and then we need to remove some elements. All right, let me do this. We need to remove elements where length is less than, let's say, less than 7. If we need to remove all elements where length is less than 7, which element will be the only one left in the list? It's computer, so this two should be removed. Okay, I is equal to 0. We found out it has less than 7. We remove it. I is 0. We remove it. It means mouse moves to the I0, right? And I becomes, in the next iteration,
Already checked.
I becomes 1. So we check this one. We skip this one, but this one should also be removed. So we better do it from word size -1. And then I is greater than or equal to 0. All right, and then we do this checks. What do we write here?
If words length is greater than minimum length.
If words, do we do this? If
No,
words
no,
length,
words get
we access a specific element, each element I, and then its length should be
greater than minimum length.
so. Okay, let's say it's greater than L. What do we do next? So let's say we have computer, laptop, iPhone, and L should be 5. Computer is greater than 5. It has 8 characters. What do we do with that computer? Are we gonna use that computer word? So let's say we have this laptop and we are told that L is 3. Do we need to remove elements from this list? So, okay, I is equal to 0. We say this in the code. If words that get I length is greater than L. Okay, laptop's length. We check right now the laptop. Is it greater than L, which is 3?
Yes.
Okay, what do we do with that laptop? Do we need to perform some operation on that laptop?
No, it should be less, yeah, less than minimum length.
We don't need to add it. It should be less than. Only when it's less than L, we
Who is
perform.
We are just
We are removing.
Yeah, we need to find elements to remove. We are not looking elements that should be kept in the list.
words that remove?
So it should be less than L. And then words that
Remove
remove element at index I, which we found here, and its length is less than L. All right, this is it, guys. And then if it's displayed, the words. Let's run it. So there could be something like this when you enter first a number and then enter 5 words. Maybe it will prompt us only 4 words. Laptop, mouse, screen, iPhone. Okay. So what do we do in this situation?
While on the forward.
Yeah, because as you remember, when you enter n, and then if you know that the next input is words or string,
Next one.
we can use this next line to avoid this situation, guys. So here 5 laptop, screen, mouse, iPhone. We entered 5 of them. All right. Oh, okay, it's 4. Next pen. Enter L. Let's enter here 5. So laptop, screen, and iPhone will stay in the list.
Okay.
All right, laptop, screen, mouse, iPhone. Okay, so pen is removed. So mouse has 5. So this is the solution. We use this for loop. What's the use of this for loop? What's the use of this for loop? For what reason we created it?
For storing.
To put input words.
Yeah, read n words from user and add them to the list. Read and add words from console. All right. And then what's the use of this for loop? Second one.
We sort the words. Because we check the length.
Okay. Yeah, exactly. So now we do some process on this words list. Check each element, remove where length is less than L. Remove where length is less than L. All right. This is the solution for task 2. Read them. Create class called ArrayList task 3 of string type. Add the following colors: red, blue, green, yellow, purple. Reverse list that reverse the order of the elements in the colors list. Print the reverse list. All right. Do you know any ready method to get this reverse done?
Yeah, it's collection reverse.
Collection reverse. Yeah, you could use that one. Or if you need to do it manually, how would you come up with a manual solution? With the
We can say it's for
Reverse.
for I loop, read it from the end, create another array list and add them one by one.
The method is much more better.
Yeah.
Easier.
Task 4. Create a class called, okay, for this one, you need to sum all of these elements, and then once you sum them all up, what do you do next?
Sum.
Yeah, for this one, task 4.
We need just to find the maximum.
Oh, here you need to find the maximum. Okay.
Not-
Is there a ready method to get it done?
No.
We could use sort method to sort all these elements. And then this 80.6 will be at the end.
Just get
Get the last one, yeah? Size -1.
Yeah.
Or if you need to do it manually, how would you come up with this for this one?
this
Using for I loop.
for each group.
Yeah.
We can use for each loop, and we can use if-else statement. We have done it before with arrays.
Yeah.
We have some element, and then we compare this element with, we compare variable
First
with
one.
each element, and then if one of this is greater, then we assign that element to the variable. So this one is also pretty easy. So first 2 are good. All right. So here is the solutions. Next, let me open the class code. All right. This guys. Let me open this. let's open this, guys. Day 47 or day 45, task 3, and open this main. Open this main, guys.
Day 45.
Yeah, day 45, open that contacts application. If you don't have it, then you can look it up here, yeah, in the GitHub. You could take codes from there. All right, so let's do this, guys. I have here some website. Here we're gonna draw something like architecture or the design of this program that we have. We are not professional. I'm not professional in this, but let's create something that might give you an idea. So how many classes do we have for this, guys, for this task 3?
2.
We have 3 classes that we use: contact app, and main. Okay, so here we have 3 classes. These are contact app, and main. Contact app, and main. All right, so contact is a class, contact app is a class, and main, all of them are classes. Okay. So I would like to get rid of this. All right, contact app, and main. So somewhere here, let's say on the left, let me create here. How can I draw? This is a line. Yeah. So here I have a line, and then on the left, I'm gonna create this contact class, and then contact app class. So here we have contact and contact app, and there is also one more, which is main, but I'm gonna draw this main somewhere else. So contact app. What are the things that each contact has? This is a class, guys, contact class. This is a class. What are the things that each contact has?
Name and number.
Constructor.
Yeah, constructor, or this name. And so each contact has their own name. We have name, and then we have phone number. It's phone number. Okay, and then contact app. What do we have inside that contact app?
Method.
Different methods.
We have methods, and
And
what are the
list
properties?
Array list.
We have here some array list. We have here some array list with contact. So here we use contact. Okay. What is a class in Java? A class.
Blueprint of to create the object.
It's a blueprint for an object. So here, if I would be able to make it bigger. All right. So we have an array list of contact. Is it just contact? And did we initialize it there? Did we initialize it?
No.
In the application. Right here. We initialized here, new array list. If you do not initialize, then you cannot work with this contacts array list. You can never call remove or add contact. And then this contact app has few behaviors. We have some functions or methods that contact app can do. Imagine there is a contact app in your smartphone, and then you can add contact, and then you can remove contact. All right, so here, what are the behaviors that a contact app has?
Open contact.
Wait.
Add contact and
remove
remove
contact.
contact. All right, here we have add contact method and remove contact. Okay. Add contact and remove contact. Okay, are this two the same things, guys? Contact app and contact. Which one is bigger? Contact app. Contact app. Here in this one, we store contacts. Here in this one, do we store contact classes, or what do we store here in this one? We store contact objects. Objects. This object should be created somewhere. So let me redo this one. All right, so here we have contact. It's for you to have a better idea. Here we have string name, and we have string phone number, and then we have some constructor. Do we have more than this three there? Do we have something else?
No.
Do we have methods? No. We have a contact app. Contact app, and then we have a main method. We have a main. So here, third thing is main. In this main, we create application, contact app. So let's create here in this part something. Something like this. All right, here we have memory. We can call it memory. This is a memory. Okay. What's in this memory, guys? Do we have inside this memory classes or objects? Generally. If you take this application generally, do you have in this memory classes or objects? Objects store information, right? Classes, there are some templates that we use them. So here we created contact app. Contact app. Here we have contact app. Here we've got contact app. And then what this contact app can do, guys?
Add contact.
Yeah, we can add contacts. So we can call it memory or main method, where we create the things. Memory or main. Inside this contact, we can add contacts. We can remove contacts as of now. So here, inside this contact app, All right. If I remove these lines, now we have only memory and then contact app, empty contact app. We have empty contact app. Next, if I do this, let me just do here this. It's not actually memory, guys. Let me call it main. For memory, there could be something like this. There could be like heap, and there could be, what's the other one? Heap and stack. Heap and stack. So there could be heap and stack. Like for heap, there is one. For stack, there is one. But this one is a main. And these objects, they are stored somewhere in heap or stack. This one can be called as memory. So if I do this contact app, if I create an object of contact app, here, how do you call this contact app? What is it?
It's a
No,
name.
it's not. It's
Name?
okay. Very first and easiest version of it, it's the name of the object. It's the name of the object. We can call it object. Can we call it a reference?
Yes.
It's called reference, guys. It's called reference. And this reference, these references are created inside the stack. So here, now inside this stack, we have the contact app. Here we have a contact app. During the runtime of this program, we are going to have only one contact app link. And then this part. In this part, we could have a lot of contacts. This is the value that we have inside this application. Inside this contact app, what can we have inside this contact app? Yeah, we can have list of contacts, a lot of contacts. So here, the contact app is stored inside the stack. Inside the stack, we store, or JVM, Java stores the references, only the names, and the values, the details about this contact app are stored in the heap. Here. Values of, let's say, contact app. Values of contact app are stored in the heap. Here we store the list of contacts. If there will be something like this, string name batch2, if there will be property name batch2, then this batch2 will be stored inside the heap. Here. But inside the stack, we have only the reference.
Name.
Only the reference name. And here we could store the name. Batch2 is stored here. Then here the objects are stored here. This one, it could be string name. Then objects like Joe, and then phone number, and then one more time Max, and then phone number. So every detail that we have inside the contact app object are stored inside the heap. Values of contact app. Here, right now, I'm gonna on live, right now, line by line, uncomment them, and we're gonna see what will happen here. So if I uncomment this, we're gonna have this, guys. we are gonna have here inside the contact app nothing. Inside the contact app, there is nothing because we didn't add this contact yet. If we do this, add contact 1 to the application, then inside the contact app here, we have one object, which is contact 1. We have this contact 1. Then if I uncomment this 2, they're still not inside the contact app. They're not inside it. They're not here. Only when you call this add contact. All right, right now we have only contact 1 inside the contact app application. Right now here. But we created here these 2 objects as well. They are created. But where are they? They are right now here in the stack. So here we have contact 1 now. Contact 1. Here we have contact 2 and contact 3. Okay, out of these 3 contacts, contact 1, contact 2, contact 3, which one is inside the application, inside the contact app?
Contact 1.
Contact 1. So here inside this values of contact app, here we have only one contact. So it could be this one, Joe. How about the contact 2 and contact 3? Their values are stored right now separately. Here and here. These are the, we can call it values of contact 2. This one, values of contact 3. They are not inside the, contact app yet. We didn't add them yet. So when you call this, now, this contact 2 reference and its values will be, this will be inside the contact app. So to better represent it, we can just remove it and then add it here. So the second contact is Alan. It's Alan and with some phone number. But contact 3, which is Sofia, she's not inside the contact app yet. Here, how does it look like? Right now, as we add the contact 2 to the contact app object, one object to the other object, right now, here we have 2 contacts. Right now we have 2 contacts, contact 1 and contact 2. But contact 3 is not inside the contact app object. This one is object. How about contact 1 and contact 2? Are these 2 objects? This contact 1 and contact 2. They are objects. All right, here I create one more thing, guys. Contact 1 and contact 2, they are smaller objects. And here we have one more object. This object's name is contacts. Basically, it's array list of contacts. So now inside this array list, we have contacts. And this array list is inside the contact app object, which we have created like this. Contact app, and then this part like new here. And then if we uncomment this line, this will move from this place. The contact 3 will be moved to here. and it will be somewhere here. So it will be somewhere here as Sofia and her phone number. And then here, now inside this main, we have one more contact. It's contact 3. And then if we remove contact, it's just the surface of this logic. Inside this add contact, we have the other logic, which checks if the phone number is less than 10, then we don't add this phone number. If it's greater than 10, the number of characters, then we only add this contact to the array list. Okay, so now here we have here, guys, few more features to be added to this application. What would be those features?
Find contact and update.
Yeah, find contact and update contact. So here we created contact app. We created 3 contacts. We called this method to add this contacts. One more thing, you don't know about this, but we could do this without if I write this, guys. If I write this, does this object has its reference or its name?
No.
No, it doesn't have its name. We can use this, guys. We can pass here object without name, like this. And then this object will be passed to this method, to this one, as a contact object. We can use it in the parameters this way. But if you will use it here, then you would need to assign it to something, like a reference. But you can pass this, the new contact part, to the method. And this method accepts a contact object. We can pass just the object itself without a value, without the reference. Value will be passed right here to this object.
Which one is likely?
Like any of this. Could be this, could be that one. So here, contact 1. All right. So add contact checks the phone number's length, and then only if it's greater than 10 or equal to, then it adds. Then we have remove contact. All right. Do we have before these 2 lines in the contact app, do we have Joe and Alan? Are they inside the contact app? Yeah, they are inside. So if you call remove contact with Joe, then now before calling this, inside the contact app, we have an array list with 3 objects. There are 3 objects. And then we can call on this contact app some methods or its behaviors. So remove contact Joe. Then we run this logic. All right. Do you remember this Boolean is found? When did we create this?
In the
This
contact class?
we created it yesterday. So is found. Boolean is found false. Why do we need this is found? Because in the array list, we have 3 objects. If none of them is Joe or Alan, if it's Max, we don't have Max in the contacts application. We don't have Max in the array list. So we created this Boolean as a counter or as a variable to know if you don't find this specific contact with a name Max. If you don't find it, we use for loop to check each object's name, first object, contacts get I, his or her name, is it equal to given name, which is max? If it's equal to, we remove it, and then is found becomes true. It means if we remove it, then we found that contact. We can even do here break, because if we found it, then we can stop. And then once the loop is terminated, one of these conditions will run. If max is found, Boolean is found will become true. If it's true, it will display as max successfully was removed. Else, if max is not found, is found will be false, because we never get inside this if. And then else, if it's is found is false, then this one will not run, goes to else, and displays max removal failed, because we don't have max. And we are gonna add here 2 new methods to this one. It's find contact and update contact. But before that, we have a break for 15 minutes. Great.
Приехала он же район Нурсайт Халил. Просто у меня вещей много. Потом, да, у меня этот мебель гоптая вообще. Кедейді көчкөндөр болошо, точно. У меня мебель, кровать, у меня стол. Вот такой. Подружка менен да? Мен жалгыз ага көрүшүм. Мне нравится, когда у меня дома красиво, да, уютно, никакой белый фон. Вот в самом у меня большое кресло, такой стол, нижний шкаф. Мен неме дешевле мындай, үйүндөгүдөй эле дешевле, короче, үйгө келип салышым керек.
А мне наоборот. То есть комнату сняла, да?
Да, я комнату сняла огромную, вон даже жармыстан келет го. Я еще 600. Но я еще вещи заказала, мне еще нужно вещи. Пол зеркало заказала, большой ковер заказала. Сколько долларов?
Ну да, я
Уже им битем, бачу одем, все. А то этот проблема был, бачу часто дешевандарында немелде пойду да. Вот мы переезжаем, ты тоже переезжай, перед фактом поставили. Я такая, говорю, шок полный.
Çay iç. Çay içiyorum. Yok, bu nemiz başına tasdik ortamı meşhur tapkan olur. Taşmıran cesaret için bakayım. Yok, peki, pek düşünüyorum çıktı. Hatta düşünüyorum. Yoga başlıyor. Endemine başlıyorsun. Нет, надо как-то расслабиться. Так не пойдет.
Bizde Nursul'da ne mi var? Yoga var, dans var, ecelinke. Худей деген программа менен недавно
Ситуациясы жоқ. Деньги стоит. Ситуациясы жоқ.
да, по-моему, 200 или 300 баксов.
Айына.
Один курс. Но этот, где-то 15 киши катышты бәрінде. И этот, чем больше ты килограммов скидываешь, $1000 утолды, да, кто больше всего скинул.
Инстаграм бар беле ошону.
Ооба. Ошол немеден бир немеси бүттү да.
Нам худеть не надо с тобой. Мы вот худеть не
Куда мне еще? Вот это.
Наоборот, мне наоборот, на вторую ногу. Да? Хороший, слава богу. Улетай мне говорит, не замечательно, да?
Жок, мен Гүлзар менен түшүндүм, башка кыздар.
Гүлзада танса барасың да?
Жок. Жумагүл бар.
Танса бара Жумагүлда.
Жумагүлдүн танцыга барат. Гүлзар.
Жумагүл бара. Не болса танса бара. Кыргыздын ишин данс экен, я тоже хочу своя девочка быть.
Недавно флаг көтөрүп келдим, Чикагонун ошо катышып. Ушундай мероприятие көп катышабыз.
Данста отдельно чыгат экен, я акча берет да?
И выступление бизге берип.
Помочь.
Бир выступление $100.
Нормально идет. Да? Вроде, да? А на
Я на кассе работала. Уволилась.
Работала и не работаешь.
Уволилась.
Вау.
Запарилась. Торговый центр, значит, еще. Американистами. Сейчас на Убере. Но я улетка тоже Убер катаю. Я дома лежу.
Инвалид дома лежу.
Үйдөгүлөр ошо иштетпейт негизи. Кыргызстанда алар.
Сен иштетпейді.
Они говорят, вообще не работают.
А эмне калсın? Эмне жейсиң?
Они говорят, что биз салып турабыз, бирок мен албайм эле. Я уже хотела, да.
Мага келесиң анан.
Нет, я по своей прихотите келе молчу.
Она это ее личный экен. Личный экен.
Да, но она объявляет, да? Ушел
Тебе
на
добавляет, да?
Ушел на поправку.
Не просто реально интересно. Я хочу. Йога, много оборот.
Йогаларда бар, у нее вот отдельный курс, да?
Я хочу найти вопрос, если по йога. Раньше живота что купить?
Нет. Мы изучаем только внутри, без билей сами.
Я представила, раньше живота.
Бирок отдельный немес жок андай.
Бирок раньше живота. Реально вообще. Мен полный урок
Ну, живота сложно же.
ошо бар. Бир жарым, 2 саат болгонбу, я даже не заметила, как ошо уақыт жейкіп калды. Дагы чарчап калды, вроде бы ничего такого не делаешь, болуп.
Jeszcze tam jest ten. Gdzie 4 przez sporo. Даже не 3. Я обычно где-то до 12 я работаю. Вот, это домой прихожу, ужин готовлю.
Ну
Там-
чего?
Мен жашкарым тамак жасағаннан кейін телефон жасап отырмын.
Жақсы ма? Біз жасағанымыз келген.
Yeah, online students, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Start here. All right, let me make a quick roll call here. Okay. So now, guys, for now, we need to create here. If I'll need to create two methods to find contacts and to update contacts, where would you create these two methods?
In the contact app?
Contact app.
In the contact app. Yeah, because this is what we can do on this contact app. We need to create here two more methods. So let's create here one of them. So here, now we have contact 1, contact 2, and contact 3. I didn't write the phone number and the name we have inside this array list. We can see it here. So now there are 3 things that we can do on this contact app object. So for now, it's 2 only: add and remove. So let's add here another method: public void find. Public void find. Let's say we have thousands of contacts. Let's say we have 20 contacts. It might be only 5. What will you use to find some contact?
Name.
Name. Name or phone number. Yeah, we can create two methods, like find by phone or find by name. In this example, we will use only find by name. We'll create only find by name. And if the method says to find by name, what do we miss here? What should be added? In this method, I need to use. All right, we will find the name from something. What's that something, guys? Where are the all contacts?
Inside of contact array list.
They're inside the contacts array list. Right. So we are gonna use this contacts array list to find, get from there a specific contact. We'll use it to get some specific contact. And here, the question is this, or so we can create this method to return something or to be just void. We can do this. If we need to use that contact, like we need to find that contact, and then maybe we can update something from there or remove it or something like this, we can make it a returning type to return a contact. If we need to find that contact and make some operations on that specific contact, we can make it to return contact, or we can make it void. Let's make it this way: contact. If you call this find by name method, where do we call this method?
Main method.
In the main here. All right, here, contact app, find by name. Is this a return type method?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is a find by name method, and usually this kind of find name methods, they return a contact. We are looking for a contact, and then we need that contact to be returned. We can make it void as well, but let's make it returning type method. So next, pass here Ellen. We pass here Ellen. Find a contact with name Alan. All right. Why is it red? Why there is an error?
We didn't do anything.
The parameters lists, they don't match. Here we pass a parameters list. Here, nothing to be accepted. So here we
String
accept
names.
the string name. Yeah. And why it shows a red line here? Why is it red here?
Maybe you need to add one more brace, a curly
No.
brace.
I can add here, I can remove. It needs to return something. Right. So for now, let's do this. Return now. But then at the end, we are gonna change it. So now we do this. We create here a contact. Do you know beforehand, if I pass here Alan, if you don't know the number of contacts in the app, there could be hundreds of contacts. Do you know beforehand, before using some control flow statement like for loop, that we have that contact or not? Do you know? We don't know. We can create this contact, just the reference part. And if we find the contact, we can initialize this object. We can initialize it. So this, let's do this, contact, return. Let's keep it this way. And then how do we find a contact? Have we already done this kind of find thing before in one of these two methods? In which of these two methods, add contact and remove contact, in which of these two we somewhere used this operation, like find?
Remove contact.
Remove contact. Here we first made sure that this contact is in the list, and then we removed it. So this find is pretty easy method. Here we create a for loop. How about the type of a for loop? Is it a for I loop or a for each loop?
For I loop. Yeah, for each loop.
For each loop, why?
Yeah,
Each object.
Yeah, because we check each object, yeah? We don't do any sort of modification. So let's check each of these objects. What's the type of each element in the contacts list? No. What's the type of each element inside the contacts array list?
It's a contact object.
Yeah,
Oh, yes.
it's contact. Type of element is contact objects. And on the right, it's array list. And then we write pretty the same thing that we did in the remove contact. We write if, and then what do we do next? We are looking for a specific contact.
Name
If
equals.
Do we do equals this way? Okay, right, let's pause. So what is I? Is it string? This I, is it a string?
Yes,
It's object. It's not
Get
a
I.
string. We need that contact's name. I is an object. You cannot compare object and a name because this object contains two things. We need to access its name and then compare it with the given name here. All right, what if we find that object? We do this. If we find that object, we can assign it to this object, contact. Then you can do this. So this is defined by name method. And we need to return that contact. And then let's assign here now, because it tells that it's not initialized. Let's initialize with null. So here, if we go back here, find by name, what this method might return. Find by name method, what this method might return. No. No. How do you know what this method returns? What this method might return?
Contact.
It could return a contact object, or it could return a contact object, or it might return another thing. Is it guaranteed that this if loop will always be true, or will always be at least one time true? Is it guaranteed? We have 20 contacts, Joe, Alan, Sophia, and some 17 more contacts. And I'm looking for Andrew. So will we ever go inside this if I call it with name Andrew? Will we ever go inside this?
Yes.
We have only 3 contacts, Joe, Alan, and Sophia. And then will it ever go inside this if?
No.
What this if means?
If this name is existed in this contact list, yeah.
If some element has this, if some contact has the same name as which name? Given name is Andrew. So will it ever be true at least once?
No.
No, never, never. It means we never assign to the contact I, which is contact object. So it means contact will be null, because we don't have that contact, and it will return us a null value. All right, is it a returning type method?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So if it returns, then we can accept it, yeah? We can assign that return value. We can do this, or we can do Andrew. We can do this. And then Andrew, what do you think? Will this Andrew contain something inside this? Will this reference contain in itself a phone number and a name? No? Do you think this object contains name and phone number?
Not yet.
Never. Do you think we have inside the array list Andrew? No, if we don't have Andrew, then the returned value will be null.
No.
The returned value is null. If we run it this way, at the end, it displays us null, because Andrew doesn't exist. Andrew doesn't exist. So we couldn't find it. All right. What if I do here Alan? Alan is in the array list. So here we have the address of that Alan. We have it. So we can create this kind of method, or we can create a method that doesn't return something. We can do this, that doesn't return. So this one is non-returning type method. All right. So if I display here contact, then I can remove this part. Why is it red now here?
Because it's not returning type.
Yeah, it is not returning type method. So here, if I call this method now with parameter Alan, what will it display? What will it do? Analyze this method, guys. Take a look at it.
It will return Alan.
Name and number.
Will it return Alan if it's non-returning type method?
No.
No, this
No.
system out, whichever.
The address of Alan will be displayed here. Now we do the system out print line right away inside the method. It's up to us. We can create this as a returning type now, or is void type now. All right. So now, if we run it, it again returns the Alan. What if I do this, guys? Contact dot name. So we still call this method with name Alan. What will be displayed? And very important thing at this moment. Very, very, very important. The thing that you don't understand right now, you need to tell it right now if you're not getting some point. Do you all understand everything what's going on here in this method? Okay, it seems like you all understand. So next, if I call this method with name Alan, what will be displayed? So we call this method and we pass Alan name. So here we accept name Alan. What will be displayed? So let's take a look at how this code works. So we call this method. Now, what are the things that contact app can do? Actions that can be done on a contact app. What are these actions?
Add, remove.
Add, remove, find.
Fine.
We can do this. So now we call this find by name. So here we pass Alan. Alan we pass. Max removal failed because Max doesn't exist. All right. So here, inside this array list, guys, it shows that the size is 2. Why the size is 2? Here we have 3 contacts, Joe, Alan, Sophia.
Because of phone number less
Yeah,
than.
Joe's phone number is short. So that's why we have there only Alan and Sophia. So now we have there only Alan and Sophia. And what's the name? What's the value behind this name? Alan, we passed here Alan. So we create some contact null. Then we iterate over array list contacts. So we check the first element. What's the first element? It is Alan. Yeah, it's Alan. So Alan object, we access its name. So its name is Alan. That equals given name, which is Alan. So it's true. And then we assign to this contact object, which is null at the moment. We assign what's I, guys? I. It is Alan object, yeah? It's object that has phone number and name. So we assign here object, and then we can break the code here, guys. Because if we found the Alan, then we don't need to check other elements. We can break it later here. So now, what's inside this contact object or this contact reference?
Alan,
Alan object. Yeah, there is Alan object. This is the address. Alan. Okay. So next we go to this line and then we display something, which is Alan. All right. But this code might throw some error. It might create some error. Let's take a look. Do we have Max, guys, in the contact app?
No.
No.
No, let's run it. All right. We don't have their Max. We create some object with null value. Can this, guys, let's say you don't see this part. Let's say you don't see this part. Can we access the name property of this contact object? If it's nothing, if it's empty. Can we access its name? If it's null, then there is no name, there is no phone number. It's null. You cannot call here or access some property. Right, I return it. So now there are two elements. What are these two elements? These are Alan and Sophia. Alan and Sophia. Okay. First object. First object is Alan. Alan is not Max. Next. Sophia. Sophia is not Max. Sophia is not Max. And next. For loop is done, is completed. Next. System out print line. What's inside this contact object? Now, it was never initialized, never, because this was never executed. So we do this null.name. Null doesn't have name. So that's why there is an error. There is an error. So what can we do? How can we handle this error? How can we avoid this error? What if I have here like few more methods? Which one of these two guys will successfully find a contact?
Alan.
Alan. Okay, I run it, but it's not reaching this line. It stops right here because here we don't have Max. So as long as we don't have Max, this line is never executed, and then contact is null, and then we cannot access null's name.
We should create else.
Else? No.
If.
We can, what is it true that this contact object, it can be real object with phone number and name, or it can be a null.
Yes.
It can be a null or this. So we can check it. If contact is not equal to null, if it's not null, then we can access its name. But in case if it's equal to null, then
Out. Invalid.
we can display contact is not found. We can display this. Or instead of contact, we can add here name. Name and then is not found. So now we do this check. We do this check. If it's null, we are not gonna access it. If it's not null, we can access its name and display it. So Max is not found, but Alan is found. So we can do here Alan is found in the app. Alan is found. here Max is not found, and Alan is found in the app. Let's do this case. Open this. Okay, for here, add method. Open this add method. Add method. And add here, right, in the beginning, here, something like this. Add method. To show that it's an add method. And then here, add. So when I run this code, it will display me that this 3 come from the add method. Add. For this system out print line and for this one. Okay, next we do same thing for remove. Here inside the remove, here in the if and else, let's add here remove and here remove. Oh, it should be not here. It should be right here before the name. Remove plus, and here remove plus. Here remove is called and then max removal fail. This is a remove method. All right, here next find method. Let's right here before the contact name find to know that it's a find method. Make this highlight there. Find plus. Find Max is not found. Find Alan is found in the app. So now we know which method is called. Add method is called, the remove method is called, and find methods are called. All right, guys. So did you add this find, remove, and add abbreviations?
Yes.
So now these methods, they have a note. This note tells that it's an add method. This one is remove method. This one is find method. So here we create just contact object and then a for loop. We could have this inside the for loop, but then it would display multiple times find name is not found, find name is not found. That's why we did it outside of the for loop. We could do it this way. Something like this. And then if it's this way, then this, else is not found. It could be something like this, but this one is removed. And then it could display us multiple times. Alan is found in the app, and then again, Alan is not found. Max is not found, Max is not found. We don't need this to be displayed here 2 or 3 times. So that's why we create this system out print line part outside of the for loop. You can create pretty same thing. Let's guys come up with some relation where you have something big and some smaller object or elements are inside that bigger thing. It could be university and students. And give me any other example.
Political parties.
It could be political
Government.
parties, political party, and then inside the political party, list of people. It could be a company and then its employees.
Laptop and folders.
Laptop and folders, yeah.
Is that number 2?
And inside that folder, it could be list of files because a folder might have list of files. So if it's folder, I'll quickly show you something here. So today is it day 48?
Yes.
Okay, so here I'll quickly show you how would that relation look like. It would be here. So it's not day 47. It's day 48. So it could be file. It could be folder. Then it could be file, folder. And then maybe computer. And then disk. This is really a good example. Then we have main. You don't need to create this. Computer, disk, file, folder. Next. Is it true that inside a file we have a disk? Or inside the disk we have files, folders?
Inside of disk we have.
Inside the disk, files and folders are stored. So computer can have multiple disks. Computer can have multiple disks. I'm just showing you example and then I'll remove this example. Computer can have array list of disks. Disk can have array list of what? Files or folders?
Folders.
It could have folders and it could have at the same time
Files.
files. Array list, file, files. And then folder. Folder can have here, this case, this can have its name. And then it can have its size. Maybe 2 GB, maybe more. It can have its size. Then folder. Folder. Does a folder have its name? Yeah,
Yes.
folder can have string name. And then folder can have
Size.
list of other folders. Inside the folder, we can have folders. Inside the folder, we can have folders and we can have files. files. And then here, array list, this one is okay, here it should be this way. Okay, then a file. File can have its name, its type, size, and maybe some more other properties. So this is a representation, guys, of a computer file system. And computer then can have its name. Computer name, computer has disks. That disk can have multiple folders and a file. Inside these folders, inside each folder, we can have other folders and we can have other files. Okay. So we are back here in the day 45 task 3. Next, we need to create here update method. Update method. For update method, guys, do we need to check if this array list contains Max? If I would like to update Max with a new phone number, do I need to check whether array list contains Max or not? Yeah.
Yes.
Then we can use the for loop if we do this again. So public, and it's up to us. We can create this method, update name, update name. We can create public void update phone number. So let's first get done this one, update name. To update name of some contact, what do we need? Let's say I would like to update Alan.
We need to find.
We need his name. Old name. We will look for old name in the array list. And if we find it, then we are gonna update to his new name. Old name and new name. Update, and we get here two parameters, old name and new name. And then we call this method here in the main. All right, you done with this one, method signature. All right, so next we go here to the main, and then let's call here update name. Update name here. All right. At this point, guys, at this point, what are the contacts that we have inside the contacts app?
Alan, Sophia.
Alan and Sophia, right? Joe wasn't added because of the short phone number. And then Max, we don't have Max in the app, so Max is not removed. Okay, update name. We pass here two things, old name, contact name that we would like to update. Let's update Alan's name to, let's say, Java. So now Alan will have name Java once this update name is called. All right. So here, now we accept here old name and new name. What's the basic logic that should be done inside this update name?
We should find the old name first. In the
We
list.
should find a contact with this old name, yeah?
Mhm.
And then if we found that object, then we update it with a new name. All right, so how we do it?
Using for loop.
using a for loop. For loop. And then here it's contacts size. And then we check using a conditional statement. If contacts get I, if some contact's name is equal to this old name. If it's equal to this old name, then we do this update. Yeah, we do this update right here. So this update, how do we do this update?
Old name equal to new
So
name.
if we go inside this if statement, does it mean that contacts.getI is the contact that we were looking for?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. And we do here this. We just access that. We just access that contact then,
Is
and
equal
then we assign to its name a new name. No, you can do set, but it will be two more lines. You'll need to create new contact object and then assign this new contact object to existing element. For set, it will be creating a new contact with this new name and phone number from that contacts get I, and then assigning to here the newly created contact. So here, it will be this way. So easier to do this. All right, so here, let's try running this code. And then how do I know if Alan was updated or not?
We need to display.
We need to display. So do we have here display method? No, not yet. So how can we verify using a method that we created recently? Alan should have now new name, which is Java.
Like message that Alan has been updated.
We can add here a message that Alan was updated, or we can verify it by calling find by name Java. So if we find contact with name Java, then it means update was successful. Java is found in the app. It means this code worked successfully. It updates the contact Alan to Java. So, but let's make the all process here done, guys. We need to add some contact message here, some message here that shows that it is updated or it's not updated. If I'll give you the thing to you, think. Now it's your job to do this.
System out print
Where do we do the system print line?
outside.
Do you do it here? All right, let's do it.
Let's print.
Okay, updated. And now I pass here update Alan or update, let's say laptop, contact laptop with name Java, and then run it, updated. Do we have laptop contact? No, we don't have it. So it's not updated.
Name.
The code is wrong. We don't have contact with name laptop, but it shows that contact with name laptop is updated.
Contact that name. We should put Alan name was updated to Java, right?
First, we need to check if it was really updated or not. It could be also not updated, and then we need to display failed to update. There should be two messages. It could be updated or it could be failed to update. So how do we solve it, this one, guys?
Can you give us hint?
So I will again create here a boolean. Boolean is found false,
Oh,
and then if this condition works,
then is found is true.
is found is true. And then I can immediately break it, because if we found a specific contact that we were looking for, we can break the loop. And then here, I use that is found. We can't do it all inside this if. If we add here else, then it will show us multiple times. Somebody was not updated, somebody was not updated. If this if is false multiple times, then it will run this else multiple times. So to show this message only once, we do it outside of the for loop. But we create some variable to note if we found it or not. If is found, if it is true, if it is true, this is Boolean. It could be true or false. So we don't need to compare it with true. It's because it's already true or false. If it is found, then I note that it's an update method, and then old name was updated to new name. Else the update should be failed. Is not found. Okay. All right. So if we run it through main, Alan to Java, now it displays Alan was updated to Java. If we run laptop, if we run it with parameter laptop, find a contact with the name laptop and update its name to Java, it fails. There is no laptop. So if we run it with laptop, we create here is found boolean, which is false first, and then for loop runs. There are two contacts, Alan and Sofia. So it's never true. Alan is not equal to laptop. Sofia is not equal to laptop. So is found is still false. Then we quit this for loop. Is found is false. So we move to else and display update laptop is not found. All right. So what do you think? Will it be a good practice for you if you will do for the same thing, but for university and student? Where there is a university that represents contact app, and then contact is represented by a student class. And then main is main. You will have it. So now, guys, you can ask questions regarding this project. If you have no questions, I'll move to another coding task.
We can find this in the GitHub, right? This code, the updated.
This code, yeah. Right after the class, it will be in the GitHub.
Okay, thank you.
So can I ask a question?
Yeah, there is one question. So let's rename it to Alan, okay? And then Alan was updated to Java because Alan is in the list. All right. One thing, guys. One thing from me, I would like to show it to you. So could you repeat your question? Once I answer it, I'll show something new.
I just wanted to clarify the level of difficulty of this exercise. Is it like a very basic example? I mean, a practice task, or like which we are
No,
able to solve?
never. You will never face this in the interview. If I will rate it from like easy to medium, it's like maybe medium. The hard one will be this. If I run this program, it should ask me, would you like to create a contact? Would you like to remove contact? Would you like to update contact, or would you like to find contact? And if I press 1, it will display me another prompt message. And name for the contact and enter phone number. Then I entered it, and then again options list. Would you like to display contacts? Would you like to add a contact? Would you like to remove? So this could be, this I could rate as a hard level, like difficult.
Can we insert this program to like a to phone?
To what?
To like
No.
mobile?
No, of course, there should be other things that you should do. We cannot create mobile applications. This is just Java program. There should be another mobile developer that creates, design, everything, program, and then this logic could be inserted there.
I mean, using the like simple phone, like Nokia, the old one, the Siemens.
No,
No?
because this is just Java program. It's just Java program. To make it an Android application or iOS application, there should be Android developer or iOS developer. Yeah. And then this logic, like logic, could be applied there. But if we just copy it and paste, then no. But this logic could be used. Yeah. So go to day 48 package, guys. Day 48 package. I have a tricky interview. It's like a tricky question. Day 48. Create, guys, a class called task1. Create a class called task1. So create this. Give me a moment. Create this task1. All right. So next. Let's do this, guys. Let's create here a contact object. We can create here contact object. Contact, new, or let's make it this. Create inside the day 48 a class called doc with a single property name, string name, and a constructor that takes doc's name and assigns it to the name. So now, yeah, create this doc class and let me know once you create it. We don't need right now main method. But I think you're done, yeah? So next, let's go to task1. Here inside the task1, guys, we can create object of doc. Let's pass here name, dog1.
Here we're making it main.
Yeah, in the task1, we have a main method. All right, so this dog has a name, guys. Name is dog1. All right, can you tell me, guys, before running this code, what this will display us?
Doc1.
It will display us its address. It displays its address. So now we learn a method that will display the doc object itself without it's not going to display the address. It will display the object and its properties. So go back to this doc class, and then we need to create a method. Public string to string, and then return name. Or let's do this. Return doc plus name. This. It should be this way. Name
What does it show the number line on the number line?
What?
The circle and the,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
what does it mean?
we learn it later, but it means we have this method somewhere else in other class, and we are reusing that method. It means this. It's something called overriding.
Yes, right, message in object.
All right, so now we have a doc object with name doc1. It's called a toString method. So toString method allows you displaying the object's values when you print the doc object or any other object. Now doc1 and doc2. Now it displays me doc1 and doc2. If I'll put these two docs inside the array list, if I'll put both of them in the array list of doc1 and doc2, and if I display this array list, it will show us their values, first object and then second object. If we remove that toString method, it will show only their addresses. Only their addresses will be displayed here. All right. So what does this toString method, guys? If you create this toString method, yeah.
Printing values.
Printing just a dog and name.
Show it
It
as a,
allows. Okay.
it will make it as a string, the object.
So when the object is printed, it allows you to see everything inside that object. If I add here, now you can stop, guys. Like you don't need to add this. If I add this age and then this age and then this age and then here 2 and then here 3, it will be displayed. It should be displayed here, but we don't see it here. The reason is we need to change it to string now. We should add here
Age.
age plus age plus this. So now we have name and then age. We have another shortcut for this, but we'll learn it a little bit later. It will create this toString with all properties easily. So toString allows you to see all properties of the object. All right. So next, let's do this, guys. Let's remove this task1 class to toString example. It should be toString example. Rename it. So task1 should be renamed. Rename is refactor. Refactor, rename. toString example, yeah. And then here, let's create another class, task1. Task1 class and the main method. All right. So we do this, guys. So task 1 for you. Task 1. Task 1 is this, guys. Create a method. So first, inside the main method, create an array list of integers, list with following elements. Elements inside that list should be 1, 2, 2, 3, 1, 4, 4, 4. Create this array list with the following elements. All right, have you done, guys? Right,
Yes.
next step.
Yes.
Next step is create a method. Create a method. Find unique. That takes as input an array list of integers and returns the count of unique elements. Returns int, which is the count of unique elements. So is this a returning type method or a void type method?
Returning.
Void.
Type method, yeah. No, it's a returning type method
Returning.
because returns int. The
Yeah.
returning is the count of unique elements. So if you pass this, it should return you one value, guys. What's that value?
Integer.
Yeah. And what's the inside that integer?
Unique number.
3.
And the output or the returned value should be 4. 4 is the number of unique elements. If we have 5, 6, 7, then it should be 7. Here we have only 7 unique elements, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this method does this method accept some parameter?
Yes. Array list integers.
Yeah, it accepts an array list of integers. So it should return you number 7 if you have this array list. If you pass this array list, it should return you 2 if you have this array list, because there are only 2 unique elements. It's 1 and 2.
So the last one, it makes it unique, or how do you know if it's unique? The last.
So like the number of unique elements. Unique elements is
Only one,
Uh,
right?
yeah, which appears only, like, not with the one that appears only once. Just the number of unique elements means here 1, 2, 2. We don't count the second 2 as a unique element because we already met 2. 1, 2, 3. Like, solution for this one is too easy, guys, for you. It's really too easy. What should be the output or returned value if I have these numbers? 5. It should be
Five.
5, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. How about if we have this? So we have this. It's
42,
6. It's 6.
6.
1 is a unique number, 2 is a unique number, 3, 43, 4 is a unique number, 55, 5 is a unique number. This one is no more unique.
Oh, where do we get the 6?
Yeah, because what's the how many unique numbers we have here? Unique means it like
Only. Mhm.
yeah, it does unique means that doesn't mean the thing that it's repeated only once. It means if we make some actions on this one, if you would like to find only like elements that are non-duplicate, or it's something like remove duplicates. How many duplicates we have here? 2 duplicates. This 2 and then this 5. If you remove all duplicates, then you have 43, 4, 55, and 5. So now you have here, okay, it's 7.
7.
It's 7. So if we have this, then what should be the return value?
7.
How about 3? If we remove all duplicates from this, then it will be 1, 2, 3. You have one more 3, it's still 3. How about this? Oh, it's 4. It's too easy, guys, really. The solution for this one. You have like 5 minutes and then I'll show you the solution. So 5 minutes have started. Where is the body for your method? Here? No, here. Where is the body? Where will you write the code for this method?
This is the main method, right?
Where is the find unique method?
Here.
Where?
You need to find here the unique.
Yeah. So you closed it. You need to open it and write the code there. And then now there is an error because nothing has been returned. If you like you know everything to solve this one, and you don't need to even like use your logic to solve this one. All right, I'm gonna give you a hint, guys. Very huge hint. Have you done this thing?
Yes.
Okay. You need to use, guys, set. You need to use set data structure. It's not gonna let other duplicate elements to be stored inside the set. And then the size of the set is the count of unique elements. All right, guys. So array list, new array list, and the list of numbers are, let's make it 1, 2, 2, 3, 45, and this. All right, what should be the value returned, guys, if we call the method that we'll create?
2, 3.
So we should 1, 2 first system. Double static. All numbers except 2 and 5.
Except 2 and 5. So what's that number? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5.
7.
Yeah, or 7.
6.
Yeah, what's the value that should be returned here?
6.
It's 6. So we create a method, public void find. What's the name?
Unique.
Find unique. It accepts a list of integers. And then here you create a hash set.
Yes.
You create a hash set of integers. And then,
Unique elements.
yeah, we can call it unique elements.
New hash.
New hash set. All right. One new thing for you guys. One new thing for you. I believe you have done this part. you created a for loop, right?
Mm.
Did you?
Yes.
Yeah. So, question, guys. Is hash set and array list are part of the same family?
Yes.
Is hash set and array list, do they
Functions.
both belong to the same parent?
Yes.
Yeah.
Any function.
So we can do this, guys. We can write here inside this parenthesis constructor, pass here list. And then all of those elements from list will be inserted to this hash set. And then we can just return. We don't need for loop because all elements are already inside this hash set. So we return the unique element size. So as long as hash set and array list are part of the same family, we can pass the list immediately right here. And then I can call this method find unique. I can pass here list, and then I can call this method inside the system out print line because it's returning type method. It returns 6. Sometimes you don't need to create a car. Sometimes you have already a data structure that solves this problem. So I believe some of you were trying to create a new array list and a for loop. So there is already a ready solution for this. A data structure hash set. All right. So the solution, is it pretty easy, guys? Yeah?
Easy, but
Yeah.
It's easy. It's easy because if you add to the hash set 8 elements, how many of them will be stored?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, only 6 of them will be stored. And then the size of that hash set is the number of non-duplicate elements. You could do it also with a for loop, yeah? Like list for loop, and then add the new unique elements, I, add their I, run it, and it again displays 6. So let's see what does it say. We have even a method, add all, or we can do this. This is the easiest way to add all elements from list to the hash set. From list to the hash set. And in the home assignments, guys, for this day, for day 48, you are gonna have a task to create something similar to this project: contact tab, and main. It will be university, student, and some methods like add student, remove student, update student, and find student. And then in the main, you'll need to create university object, like maybe 3, maybe 5 students, and then call those methods. This is the home assignment. Any questions, guys?
No questions?
So today, guys, we learned something called toString. What does this toString?
When
We created inside the class. Inside the class. For example, we created inside the dog class. We can create it inside the contact class. It allows to see in the output all properties of the object. It's not gonna show the address. It will show all of the properties. Okay. And then we implemented CRUD CRUD methods in the contacts app. CRUD methods for create, it's add contact. For read, it could be find. It could be find contact, U for update contact, and then D for remove contact. Create, read, update, and delete. We implemented these CRUD methods in the project. Okay. And for the next class, I have, again, coding interview problems that you might get in the real interview for the coding part. All right, guys, and get ready for the next class. Next class will be Intro to OOP or Intro to Inheritance. Inheritance.
Object-oriented programming, right?
Yeah, inheritance means this. Next, in the following classes, we'll be able to create a dog, cat, parrot, and their parent class is animal. And then, for example, it could be like musician, soccer player, maybe a programmer, and then their parent class is person. Could be this. So inheritance, again, will allow us to write less code, reuse the existing code. So this is the topic for the next class. So, all right, online students, see you on Thursday. If you have questions, guys, you can also text them in the WhatsApp group. Yeah, I think, yeah, in Slack also you can.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Thank you.